How secrets destroy generations and silence from me born, me always feel detention. Granny never hide seh she no like me matta. But me never know de real reason till de day she dead, and me hear de secret at her funeral. Welcome to the official home of raw, real, and relatable Caribbean stories, where secrets spill, truth bun, and healing begin. Right here, we bring you powerful Caribbean storytime content. Inspired by true culture, island life, family drama, and the unspoken things that shape we identity. Spanish Town, Jamaica, early 2000s. Rain is drizzling on zinc rooftops, old radio playing Barris Hammond in the background. Me grew up in me granny yard, big yellow house with veranda wrap round like a hug. Sunday dinner always smells like heaven, and everybody knows that granny's curry goat and rice and peas could raise the dead. But not even that could sweeten her spirit when my mother came round. A smiling mother walking up the driveway, arms full of shopping bags or Sunday dessert. Granny, sitting in her rocking chair with a Bible in hand, stares at her with a stiff mouth and tight jaw. Granny would greet everybody with love, neighbors, church brethren, even to postmen. But when my mother said, "Good evening, Mama Pearl," Granny would only grunt or act like she never heard a word. She na raise her voice. But her silence did loud. The family gathered round the table. Granny passed plates to everyone, skipping the one in front of my mother. My mother used to hold her head high, try to help in the kitchen, and compliment Granny's flower garden. But Granny? She always finds a way fi throw shade. Too much salt in this chicken. Ya na see how de child skinny? She needs more bush tea. My mother would just bite her lip and nod. A younger version of me playing with a doll dem in the living room. I hear Granny mutter to Auntie Paulette, "Granny," whispering, "Me still CYA believe him go breed up dat gal after all me do fi him." My heart never forgets that line. It plants a seed. Me never understand what she meant, but me did feel it. Like my mother was some kind of shame. The camera zooms in on little me, peeking from behind the couch, eyes wide and confused, as Barris sings softly in the background. They gonna talk, a small church in Point Hill, St. Catherine. Early morning sun struggling through gray clouds. Black dresses, wet handkerchiefs, whispers under the breath. Gospel music plays low in the background. When Granny died, my heart never knew what fi feel. Grief, mixed with confusion. She did love me, yes. But she never loved my mata. So me feel stuck in between two generations of tension. Mourners arrive in black, some wear hats, others clutch fans. A deacon reads Psalm 23 while people weep. My mother, dressed simply in navy blue, sits alone in the second row, her eyes locked on the casket. As me stepped inside the church, my stomach tightened. My mother sits quietly, wiping her eyes softly, but she never walks up to D front. Granny's favorite hymns echo through D building, but something feels off, like spirit na rest. Granny's coffin lies at the front, surrounded by lilies. My auntie Dem whispering at the back. My cousin Dem is arguing over who should carry the casket. Me feel the tension in the air, not just sadness, but something more, unspoken. Flashback insert, brief young me standing in Granny's kitchen, asking, "Mummy, why does Granny always look at you like that?" My mother, looking out the window, replies, "Some wounds don't heal, even with time, baby." Just before they start lowering Granny into the earth, an old woman, skin dry like parchment paper and walking with a carved stick, appears at the edge of the church door. Camera pans slowly from the old woman's shoes up to her veiled face. The church crowd parted like the Red Sea. Silence drops like thunder. Whispers fill the air, who dat? Wait, that looks like Ms. Beryl from Backabush. Me no see her in 20 years. She walks slowly but strongly, eyes burning like fire. She never sits. She never cried. She just stood near D coffin, and when D preacher asked if anybody wanted fi share a memory, she stepped forward. "Ms. Beryl," voice trembling but sharp, "my name is Beryl. And me come today not just fi mourn, but fi speak truth. Because Pearl, D woman in dis casket, did carry a secret, and it's time it done bury wid her. The crowd gasps. Auntie Joyce dropped her fan. My cousin squeezed my hand. My mother looks up slowly. Her eyes widen, but she no say a word. My heart started beating loudly. And in that moment, me know, something big is about to drop. Something Granny never wants none of we fi know. Ms. Beryl stared straight at my mother. My mother, frozen. Me, holding my breath. Cue a deep heartbeat sound effect. Fade to black. Still inside the church, but the atmosphere has changed, tense silence, eyes locked on the mystery woman, Ms. Beryl. The coffin sits quietly at the front, surrounded by flowers. Raindrops start to patter on the zinc roof above. De old woman, Ms. Beryl, clear her throat like she about to preach, and when she start talk, me swear even de rain hush fi listen. Ms. Beryl long time me hold dis in, but me spirit tell me, it's CYA dead with me. Pearl, she was my best friend. We grow together. Go to Sunday school together. And fall in love, with the same man. People shift uncomfortably in their seats. My auntie whispered, Lord Jesus. My uncle glanced toward my father, confused. My mother's eyes don't blink. Ms. Beryl, tears in her voice. His name was Donald Bennett, tall, brown skin, sweet talker from Linstead. Me and Pearl both love him. But me stepped back when me found out she was bred. I give up my pride for friendship. Pause. Only to find out later. Donald never stopped seeing me. Me never get pregnant, but me did still in love. And when he found out Pearl was trying to trap him, he left her fi me again. That mash up everything. Me feel me heart stop. Donald, that's my grandfather. That's my father's father. Me Granny's man, and apparently Beryl's too. Ms. Beryl continues, her voice rising slightly, but that's not the worst part. Years pass, and Donald ends up with a third woman, my cousin, actually. A young, sweet country girl from Clarendon who never knew the whole story. She gets pregnant fast, with a baby girl. That baby girl was my mother. Church erupts into shocked whispers, me God. You mean, she hates her because of that? So Pearl's grandson married the daughter of Donald's outside picnic? Ms. Beryl, from the day Pearl found out, she never forgave. She told me she felt betrayed from every angle. So when her son, your father, brings home that girl, your mother, she see betrayal come back again. Not from you, not from your father, but from history. From pain. So me Granny. Neva hate me Mata because of anything me Mata do. She hate her because she carried the face of me grandfather's shame. And every time she look at her, she see the girl who tek what she believed was hers. Flashback montage, Granny was watching my Mata from across the table, eyes cold. Granny was clutching an old photo of her and Donald. Me Mata crying quietly in her room after Sunday dinner. It wasn't about now. It was about a wound from a long time. A cut so deep it passes through bloodline and grows bitter branches. And Granny? She chose not to heal, she chose to harden. My mother walks out of the church, head held high, tears silently falling. Me follow behind, my heart torn but eyes clear for the first time. Ms. Beryl is sitting quietly beside the coffin, whispering to Pearl's soul, maybe now, you can rest. The funeral is over. The grave is freshly covered. The rain has stopped, and the sun now peeks through scattered clouds. The family slowly trickles away. Only a few remain, me mother, me father, me cousins, and me, standing quietly in the red dirt of Granny's final resting place. Me stand over Granny grave and feel me soul tremble. Not just from grief, but from truth. Truth that opened me eyes to generations of silence. Hurt. Pride. Me Granny dead with a bitter heart, but me still alive. And I see why I carry the weight she left behind. Raindrops dripping from breadfruit leaves me mother's hand still shaking slightly, me father staring into space, stunned by everything revealed, me mother, quietly, eyes swollen but strong, me did always know it wasn't about me. But you see how pain, it passed through people like inheritance? Right den and dear, me realize, if me never speak up, me might pass that same pain to me future children. Just like how granny pass it to me father, and he bring it right back to me Mata. Flashback insert, young me asking me mother, mummy, why granny no like you? And her answering, some wounds don't heal, now, me know what she meant. Me reach out and hold me mother's hand. Me never do that often, not since I turned teenager. But now me feel like she deserve every ounce of love she was denied. Me mother didn't deserve de cold shoulder. She didn't cause de past. She was just a victim of it. Just like me. Just like many of we Caribbean people who grow up under elders who love in pieces because dem heart was broken long time ago. Cut to a slow pan of the community leaving the cemetery, old women chatting about Ms. Beryl, children playing near the graves, man lighting up a cigarette behind the bush line. Me decide in dat moment, me not going repeat this cycle. I'll talk. I'll ask questions. I'll forgive. Because silence is the devil's inheritance in Caribbean families. Me walking side by side with me mother toward the car, me glance back at granny's grave. A small breeze blows her favorite white handkerchief off the headstone. Me catch it, smile faintly, and whisper, rest in peace, granny. We good now. You see why I control the pain you're born into, but you can choose not to pass it on. I'm breaking the curse, and if you're listening to this, maybe it's time you do the same. Today's message for social media. In many Caribbean families, silence is the culture. Elders don't talk, and pain gets passed down like Sunday dishes. But we have the power to stop it. We have the power to forgive, to ask the hard questions, and to heal. Did this story touch something deep in you? Have you ever been caught in the middle of silent pain? Drop a comment. Share it with someone who needs healing. And subscribe for more real Caribbean stories, raw, redemptive, and rooted in truth.